What do baseball and baking a cake have in common? It's all about the batter.
Okay, well, if we all could fully recover from that. Welcome to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast that Corrie named Baking It Down.
I think the lady who sang the Ariel song last week needs to make us an intro song.
That would be Valerie, if you're listening to this.
I have a challenge for you.
Okay, Corrie, so if somebody unfortunately found themselves here, what can they expect?
Well, we are the twin duo, Corrie being your favorite, Heather being the extra.
That was born first, so weird, but whatever.
Just saying what's in their heart, not what's on paper. But this is a podcast all about the business side of baking. When it comes to growing your business, maybe the marketing aspect you never thought of when you got into baking, but now you're like, hey, I'm selling, people want stuff. What do I do now? This is for you.
Okay, I like that. Now, what is the group about? Like, how many people are in there? What do we cover? Like, other than me deleting threads, what else goes on there?
Beats. Just kidding. The group is now, we've reached 22,300-ish, give or take.
She was like 321, give or take one.
Yeah, I was literally staring at it. It was like, accept. I was like, do. Just watching it tick upward. But the group is all about strategies, wins, what we learned
jokes.
From
Terrible, the worst jokes.
From Heather. Great jokes from Corrie. Photography, anything that helps you sell online is really what the group is geared towards.
We're really selling in person because we do the classes and we do. Someone just posted about a lemonade stand, so there is opportunity everywhere.
If the cookies do not work, lemonade is in your future. So Heather, tell us how this podcast is broken down into the sections that it's broken down into.
So it's gotten quite long, so I've actually made a list so I don't forget. The intro, which your ears are bleeding to currently. Then marketing minutes, something more marketing focused. After that, business of baking. We've learned today that Corrie does not understand line breaks as they apply to Google Sheets.
Not even a little bit.
Nope. And then we actually added a new thing. So Corrie and I have this ever-loving course we've only talked about for 1 billion years, but finally we have a do or die date in August. So we're going to try to talk about it.
I told Heather, if we do not get the course
just shut down. If you open the group one day and it's just not there, know that we did not make that date.
that was the if and or then.
That was the but.
Yeah.
Then voicemails, which this week we're just covering a bunch of texts, which I still love. Group stuff, Twinterest, mine's super boring. Sponsors, which we have 2 awesome ones.
Awesome.
And then the mailbag, which is my fault. I didn't get to go to the mail box.
The mailbag to get the box. So that is what you guys can expect. Heather, what have you been up to this week? Please tell me this down and dirty that I've witnessed, but maybe the people listening have not.
What have I been up to?
What have you done this week?
Me?
What have you done?
Worked. What do you see? I slave with my eyes.
We had Christmas in July, you boob.
We had Christmas in July. You didn't even write this in here. It says nothing about it.
It says intro, 2 minutes. That's all it says. So start introing your week.
So we thought it would be, so I have 3 other sisters and my mother. We have no brothers. So there's 5 women to my 1 poor dad.
Poor man.
And we thought while he was out of town, we'd have Christmas without him. I'm just kidding. We thought it would be fun to give everyone a tiny gift exchange in the middle of July to get us through until December. It's like 102 degrees here today.
True.
105% humidity. I don't know how Virginia manages it. But everyone was supposed to get something for everyone else around the table that was under $50.
Yes.
So it was a lot of fun. I think I got some tannin oil, which I'm wearing. Miss some spouts. Now I'm spouty.
She also asked for this tiny little air conditioner.
I think it's so hot. I'm just at a constant state of overheating. But Corrie got me this air conditioner, which turns out it works by freezing ice and letting it blow on you.
I gave her the receipt.
It was a fan.
There was no way that it was a legit tiny air conditioner.
What did you get? What was your favorite?
Someone gave me, so you know how you have measuring cups?
Yes.
I got one that can measure 2 cups.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's plastic, so I can't wait to snap off. And then I got lip stuff. I got hair stuff.
Okay, Corrie. Unfortunately, I hear that cat is just begging to go out. He hears her voice. She hears her. Phoebe Weeby Lemon Squeezy hears a voice and immediately needs to exit the room. Why? I don't know. Nails on a chalkboard, I guess. Anyways, Corrie's back. My mom got everyone's like, we tuned in for marketing. My mom got a photo, how to better conserve photos digitally, because she has a lot of hard copy.
She got something to learn.
Yeah, I think she needed to. She also needs to take how to come up with better passwords. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was a blast. I enjoyed it.
That was all my idea. Anyways,
my week. Thanks for not asking.
Okay. Back to the intro, guys. I thought we were moving along.
Consisted of my car.
We bored you enough.
Consisted of my car not starting.
Oh yeah. So Corrie's car doesn't start. We actually, oddly, not by choice, have the same exact car. So she's like,
twins unite on 95.
So she sends us. Okay, so there's
an SOS,
a Snapchat saying my car won't start. Everybody have fun without me. Like, what a weird between the lines. So I'm like, do you want to go? No, don't worry about it. I said, do you want a jump or do you want to stay home and this is your excuse? I get a jump.
I sat back. I said, let's see who is my favorite family member.
Here I come with the same exact car. Stop making table noises, dude.
Did you read all of the text
And I
messages?
saw the other people saying they had to answer the door for the ghost that was Corrie knocking
just
her.
Amy.
Just don't touch anything. Wherever your hands are.
If I had a legit desk, then it wouldn't squeak.
Yeah, so anyways, I jumped Corrie's car. I said, just use my car. No, I want to use my car. Anyways, it wouldn't start where she got it, so she had to get jumped again. It was a battery problem. Okay. Anything else you want me to ask you?
No, I had to ask it myself.
Okay. So into marketing minutes. Corrie, what's marketing minutes?
Marketing minutes is more of something you can take away for the week that you can actually implement, something learn, something to think about while you're decorating.
So something you don't hear us talk a lot on the podcast about, but something that I truly believe in is discounts. And I know everyone's like, what? No, we've never talked about discounts because you can't have a discount unless you're charging enough. So we got to bring it up and we take it back now. You guys thought you're making money? Now we're not. No, so discounts do really work. Our brains can't help it. Our brains are pre-programmed, and there's one 4-letter word of our brain.
Careful.
Yeah, you didn't think we cursed, but here we go. It is the word free. And our brains, when we hear that word, we cannot help but emotionally react to it.
Heather has seen me in a discount. I cannot help but grab something, even if I didn't want it.
That's exactly the thing. So the examples of free that we typically find ourselves falling for is buy 2, get 1 free. Mm. You weren't good at buy 2, you were going to buy 1, but now you bought 2 because you get a third one. Shop for $500 and get a free gift worth $100.
I've fallen for that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Apply for a free membership.
I can withstand that one a little bit better, but
you don't want to go to the gym anyways. Free sample.
Yeah.
Right. So when we hear it, I really like this guy. His name's Dan Airley, and whatever. I slaughtered that last name. But he wrote a book called Predictably Irrational, and it's basically a breakdown of these things that our brains are doing that we're like, no, it's not. But then we turn around and we're hoarders, and we're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
But I needed it. So he did a test on a college campus. So you know what Lindt truffles are? Those little, I think they're the circle ones, right?
Yeah, I think it's those Lindt truffles.
That like when you watch the Christmas, it's like some chef like, Mom,
and then they like untear them slowly.
But he's like taking this big bowl of chocolate and pouring it into each individual circle.
It's nothing like the manufacturing plant it actually comes from.
Right. So they had a bowl of those priced at 15 cents. Okay. And then a bowl, no offense to Hershey fans out there, but let's say that Hershey Kiss, much cheaper chocolate, much cheaper production, they were in a bowl next to it for 1 cent. And
just a penny?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So he had people come by and buy whatever they wanted. When they saw the comparison, they said, well, I mean, like, of course, Hershey Kiss is a cent. It's not good chocolate. I'm definitely, So he said they reported 73% of people who stopped by, which we don't know the full number, bought the Lindt chocolate.
That would 100% be me. I would look at the Hershey Kiss and be like, something's wrong with it.
Right. Okay. So then they went back to the same college campus, and the 14-cent Lindt chocolate, they lowered to 13 cents.
Okay.
A penny. And the Hershey Kiss, they lowered from 1 penny to free.
Okay.
69% of people took the free chocolate. But if it was true, the price is the exact same difference. It should have been 69 people and another 69 came and bought. But because we saw the word free.
Yeah. Can't pass it up.
We can't. So in the world of our brain, loss aversion, free, there is no suffering of loss. Because we didn't have it anyway. It cost us nothing. There's no risk with the word free.
Yeah, I agree. I'm 100% free. not averse.
Yeah. So it triggers in our head this thing that they call the zero price effect. I'm going to read this. Basically, when customers pay for something, they calculate risk meticulously in order to prevent dissatisfaction they might get from the product. But when it comes to free products, they have no expectations. Free things are considered to have a higher value because the risk of dissatisfaction and value for money is eliminated. So free is worth more to people than paid. But it shouldn't. It's a brain problem. It's a brain thing. The whole appeal behind free lies with the principle of reciprocity. So you'd say like, okay, so Heather, okay, you said no discounts, and now you're saying discounts. The concept is if I give you something, you feel naturally indebted to me.
Absolutely.
And that's why companies do that. It is a sales tactic to get you to buy more. But when it's the free sample at Costco, the concept being if I give you a free sample, hey, are you going to get it? Maybe. And the answer is yes. A majority, a higher amount of people will go buy the product if they get a free sample.
I like that. So how could we incorporate that with our baking? Like, are you saying to price correctly and then maybe offer? I actually saw this on someone's Facebook page.
Okay.
And tell me if this fits in that category. I don't know. It caught my eye while I was scrolling, but she had buy 2 dozen, get a half dozen free.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, wow. But I don't even know she could have priced those 2 dozen in accordance with also the half dozen taken into account. So technically no one's getting anything for free, but you feel as the end user, as the customer, oh, if I buy 2 dozen, then I'll get this half dozen.
It's the same effect of Amazon Prime Day, which if you ever heard of the Chrome extension, camel. Yeah, that wasn't a typo. Camel tracks Amazon prices. And you can see right before Amazon Prime Day, the price will increase so that on Prime Day, it can discount back to what it was because we see, wow, this is why wouldn't I buy? I'm going to lose Amazon Prime Day. It's a 1-day event. I don't want to lose out on it.
2-day event.
Whatever. Anyway, Corrie, no.
I was there.
So the Amazon Prime Day with camel shows you that Amazon will raise the price of something over the months leading up to Prime Day. Come Prime Day, lower it back down. You feel like you got a deal. What else do you know?
Mm-hmm. When I worked retail way back in the day, that's exactly how it came, especially towards the Black Friday days, where you get the discounts and things like that. The prices went up. I had to put little stickers on it just for them to come back down. Mm-hmm. So anyone who came in feels like they got a steal, but technically you didn't know the day before.
Do you think the store is losing money?
No.
But they're just trying to clear out inventory. No, they're trying to clear out your wallet, and they're doing it. The same effect. What was he going to say? Prime Day. What am I talking about? Give me another example of stuff.
Of a discount that incentivizes you. How about I don't know. Does that pencil cutter post I posted?
We don't know what original price is. Here's the thing. Nobody's going to price, if you're smart, you're not going to price at a loss on your discounts.
Right.
So you would increase the price of your 2 dozen so that it would cover the price of your half dozen free.
Absolutely. I know the cutter shops that run a 20% discount. Well, how much does an average cutter technically cost?
You said 32 cents, 34 cents?
Yeah, 32 cents, 34 cents tops. When you go to buy them on Etsy, they're at like $6 for a standard size. So if that 20% off, they're taking a small hit. They're not taking a loss.
They're taking a small hit out of their profit.
Yes.
They're still making profit, though.
No.
And they're still making money. They're still covering their costs. At no point are they operating at a loss.
No.
On discount, free, BOGOs, whatever.
I know. And every time, and this is what gets me. They'll run a 20% off sale, and I'm like, okay. But then free shipping at $35. Do you not think that every time I've made it to $35 for free shipping?
And they've sold more profit to you than the cost of shipping is to them.
Absolutely. I fall for it every time. There's never been a time I have not fallen for it.
Right. Because loss aversion, if I don't buy more, then I end up losing the money I'd pay in shipping. Mm-hmm. You end up truly losing all the extra you bought more than what you actually needed or wanted.
But in that moment, when I see free shipping, it's like level unlocked.
It's a magic 4-letter word of brain.
It's free.
Emotional triggers free. We cannot help it. So if you think about it, so that doesn't mean to just go write the word free all the time. No, be, intentional.
Yeah.
So the thing is like a free thank you cookie.
Yes.
Right, the word free. And then, hey, do the FOMO, fear of missing out, a free thank you cookie on my next 6 orders. Something like that where, hey, I want loss aversion. I don't want to miss this, but I also want something free. And when you can start taking these psychological triggers and pairing them up together, That's how you make a ton of money. Oh, here's the example I was thinking of.
Sure.
Every time you go buy Tide, doesn't it say like 25% more free?
Yes.
Wouldn't the Tide be giant by now if it kept adding 25%
the size
more?
of my body.
When I took a marketing class, the professor said, it's not that it's 25% more free. It's 25% more free than the tiny bottle that we made smaller the last round. So they're not lying in packaging. They're lying about the size of the one previous. It wasn't a lie. They just made it smaller and you bought it. Now they can say, look, 25% more.
If something says 25% more on it, put it in my cart, I'm checking out with it.
Why not? We don't have enough time. I think a lot of people think nobody's sitting there. Well, sometimes I look at the little breakdown per unit price, but no one's sitting there and saying like, I don't know, let me study the 20 different detergents on this counter and see which one's better. We're just saying, hey, give me something that I can make that split-second decision quickly. I got to go home and bake.
What must your life be like if you look at the price per
I don't have
unit?
kids, so I have plenty of time.
Oh my goodness. You know when you're trying to get into an aisle, but you don't want to share the aisle with somebody?
Excuse me, do you mind if I look? I'm just trying to compare the price per unit on this
She is that
product.
person.
My toothpaste are running pretty expensive these days. So anyways, my challenge is to not just haphazardly type free for the next week, but to go, analyze how free affects you in your personal life. The same reason, okay, if you went somewhere at CookieCon, right? It's a great example of free swag.
Oh, free swag, because I was like, my ticket cost some money.
Yeah. But how many bottle openers does one person need?
1,000.
One. But how many, but we can't help it. Why would I not want to get it? It's free. It's free. There's no risk to me to take this product, even though truly there is a risk because at home you don't have enough space for it.
True. Yeah, there's the cost of
arguments.
The mental cost.
Yeah. But for the actual expenditure of money, it is free to you. Mm-hmm. So that is the point. And so some examples of free that people use is BOGO. Like you said.
I love me a BOGO.
Okay, buy one. But if you buy two, I'll give you another one for free. It's kind of hard to pass it up. It makes me think, well, I mean, I could, especially with cookie cutters, I mean, I can use the other one, right?
Absolutely.
Plus I get one for free.
Yeah, it's a well-known cutter shop does, you get one free on Friday with like one purchase. Like if you make a $10 purchase, you get a free cutter.
Guess probably when their biggest sale day is.
Guess when I'm buying. You'll see me on Friday.
Free trials are a great essence of free. A lot of people start a free trial and just will keep it going.
Audible, man, got me there.
I have an Audible subscription.
In Audible, giving you that free credit, in my mind, justifies the $15. Because I'm like, this book would be $15 anyway. So technically, I'm getting Audible for free. Yeah. But it's still costing me $15 no matter which way I look at it. I just prefer to look at it like I'm smart and getting it for free.
Audible did one dirty on me. They said, hey, we see that you have a monthly subscription, which is cool. Have it if you want. But if you upgrade to a yearly subscription today, we'll give you 3 months free and we'll front load your credits. So you get 12.
Like, mine's boggling.
Like, okay, let me do the unit for book price. Anyways, I did it. It saved me about $60 a year for money.
How did you say they got one over on you?
Because I did it. I paid $150.
Yeah.
They got one over me and my bank. Free, but terms and conditions may apply are free plus shipping and handling. That is not free, but we cannot help it. In Facebook ads, it used to be a big thing to say free, but pay shipping and handling.
Yeah, and then Facebook got a little smart.
Right, but a lot of people couldn't help the fact that it was free. But okay, I got to pay $7.99, but it's free.
Yeah.
It wasn't free. It was $70.99. Freemium. What do we have that's freemium? I know Spotify is freemium, so you get the free one, and then it has the ads and stuff.
Would Amazon Prime getting Prime, the TV portion on there?
Because now my Amazon Prime Video has ads.
Oh, I haven't been on there.
It's really throwing out my forensic file vibe. And then giveaways. Giveaway feels free, but the incentive with the giveaway is I've given out something for free. Now you feel slightly indebted.
I like that. I mean, free works on me. The term works on me. 100%.
So I guess you could think about it this way. You could give, so we teach the sugar cookie classes, $70 kind of a pop. But, and sometimes when a seat doesn't fill, we'll discount it to 60, 55, something like that. But it would be more psychologically savvy to say full price, but a free cookie kit.
Same difference. So
but we use the word free.
Yeah. So you feel that sense of.
So the cookie kits, because we price in time and value and profit, are actually $25, some $20, $25.
For like 6 cookies, yeah.
Yeah. So we could say absolutely free, a $25 value. So now essentially, instead of saying my ticket's $70, you're going to say my ticket's $45.
Maybe we should test that for the August
I don't know,
21st class just to see.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it everybody. It's 2 people.
It's like 6 cookies. Anyway, but that's the concept of free. Do not price anything free if you don't know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you're not in a position to be using discount strategies. Right. My suggestion is to know exactly what your cost per cookie is, which Corrie and I are going to work on this week.
Yes.
To come up with an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to be ugly because that's how I like my Excel spreadsheets, ugly. But they work. And we just want to come down to analyze a cost per inch so that Corrie can have a formula that she can type in the cost of butter, blah, 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 and it's going to spit out a number multiplied by the number of cookies and their size, and it's going to give her a cost per inch. And then you can add in your extras, your time, packaging, and your profit.
Both.
That one will be a little tougher, the packaging costs. I almost feel like
my box that I used is $1 that I technically used for anything 2 dozen and over.
You're spending $1 a box?
I know, but if it fits 4 dozen cookies in it. So if you do that, divided it's a quarter per dozen.
Okay.
So it's actually technically, if we did the math, the boxes I normally use, the window boxes.
Well, it doesn't matter what the price of boxes you're passing it along.
Right, passing it along. It goes through me. And I think that's what a lot of people don't
Just like
realize.
Taco Bell.
Just straight through Taco Hell, okay. No, that's not a cuss word. That's a real word. No.
Please text into the podcast if HE double hockey stick is a not good word.
Okay, but that is actually a great segue into the business of baking.
How do you spell segue?
Segue. Yeah. I learned last week. But I actually, on the same note, want to say, stick to your pricing. Heather just said give discounts. I'm saying stick to your pricing.
Corrie and I never did get along. Not in the womb and not in real life.
Pricing is huge when it comes to business. I mean, it's what literally makes or breaks your business. If you don't charge enough, you're going to close up shop.
Free, guys. Remember the power of free. Corrie and I did not talk to each other before today.
It'll tie into it. It's probably the simplest math out there. So why do I always see bakery owners lowering their pricing?
Like it's listen to the bakedown podcast.
They're like, what you said for you?
BOGO.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Pricing should be an immovable object in your business. It can't be a number you change just because you either like a person or you want the sale. That's what I see it. Well, if I lowered it a little bit, I'll get the sale. It'll be a guaranteed sale. Your pricing is actually based off math. The numbers don't lie and numbers don't technically even move. What is the cost calculation? The plus equals what?
I'm so sorry. What?
Cost of
we do
goods.
Like cost of ingredients, cost of packaging, labor, which no one's factoring in.
Right.
Labor. And then you have to have profit to be a profitable business.
Right.
So I think, whatever percentage of the sale you want to go to profit would be that. Is there any additional costs? I think there's fixed costs, and you can get into the minutia of turning on your oven costs.
Right, those things. And my goal is to price high enough that those things are covered so you're not.
Yeah, to find out what your base cost per inch is.
Yes. So if you change your price, the only thing that you're taking away from is your profit. Your cost of ingredients won't take a hit. Your packaging price won't take a hit. The only person to actually take a hit is going to be you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like every time I do something extra with a set, Heather knows this. Like if I'm like, I have to physically go downstairs another time and bake a cookie because I just ruined one. I sense my profits draining from my pocket. I can only look at anything I donate extra to an order as profit loss. It's just how my brain is looking at it. If someone is late to a pickup, they are literally taking money out of my pocket because I am now waiting on them. Could be doing something else, could be making money, could be doing another sale.
Or could be watching TikToks and having a grand old time. It still is your time. Whether or not you're being productive, it still is a cost of time.
But we're so easy to adjust our expectations. Well, what else would I be doing? No, you're losing your profit.
You have to think I'm doing all the time.
Stare out the window. I don't know why people just run to changing pricing in order to make the sale. If you change your pricing to make a sale, you are no longer a business. You are a charity, someone who enjoys.
I guess there's times and places where you change your price but be intentional. But to to just change your price because someone said, hey, it's out of my budget. And then you're like, wait,
Right.
I can be in your budget. No, not if you were charging according to your numbers, your profit, and your labor cost.
Yeah, because those are immovable. I can't technically move my profit. I move my numbers. I'd be working at a loss. And that's not a business.
You could cut into your profits and say, this is a break even.
Yeah.
In which case, not a healthy business practice. But if you're going to cut costs anywhere, at least let it not be out of your costs.
Yeah.
Like, at least let it be your profit.
It
But even
can
then,
only be your profit.
and it shouldn't even be your profit.
It shouldn't be your profit. Your cost of ingredients, if I lower my prices, the price of powdered sugar at the store does not lower because I lowered that.
Yeah.
So my profit is the only thing that can take a hit. So I want to talk about 2 sales I did not get.
Okay, great week, guys. Great week.
But the first one was someone who messaged me on Friday for an order for Sunday.
Oosh.
So she was already squeezing it, but she was very nice. And she said, hey, I would just like a dozen simple cookies. Okay, I already knew that I was going to be a shock and awe to her because my base price is $60 regardless of how many colors, how many anything, it's going to be $60 plus. As soon as I gave her the price, I've never been ghosted so fast.
Casper done. But a stunt double.
I 100% know if I would have gone in and been like, oh, your set sounds so simple. You're letting me choose the colors and everything like that. I can fit you in and I'll just do it for half. I would 100% made that sale. But why should it cost me anything to make a sale? It shouldn't. My prices are there for a reason. My profit needs to be there for this whole thing to make it worth it for me. If I'm making less profit, then I lose this whole joy, and then it starts becoming like a hating thing. So she ghosted me. That's absolutely fine. I hope you find another baker who fits your price range and budget. It just wasn't me, and that's okay. I wasn't offended at all. If anything, less work for me to do. Didn't get the $60. She didn't get her cookies. Hopefully she found somebody else. So I was not worried about that sale. I didn't kick myself for taking the profits there. This morning, Heather, you were sitting right across from me when I got this message. Someone says, I just want a half a dozen cookies for Friday. Today is Tuesday. And she said, I just want half a dozen simple cookies to throw in a gift box I'm giving to my sister who just got engaged. Hey, absolutely. You could throw these cookies off a hill. I could care less.
Throw them in your mouth like Anna does.
The thing is, though, I quoted her according to my cost, my profit, my time. Even if it was a half dozen, she said, wow, I was not expecting it to be that expensive for something I'm just putting into this gift. That doesn't come on me. I shouldn't lose profit just because of your expectations.
Right, nor did she expect. I mean, she shot her shot. This is expensive. Feeling out if there's any wiggle room. Your options are to say, hey, we can go more basic.
Right.
Hey, we can push out the time frame here. If there was a rush fee, I don't know if there was or not.
Yeah, she goes into the sister's engagement about those cookies. They're going to be done in about a week.
Right. Or you can start taking out design details.
Right.
Which means if you start taking out complexity of design, you have less time involved, and that's where you can pass that savings on to.
But she was already coming in at a basic design anyway,
so there was
no
very
wiggle room. So I said, I totally understand, and I hope you can shop around. If you decide to go with me, I do need to know by tonight at 5 p.m. to get everything in order. And she said, hey, great. Do you take PayPal or Venmo? If I can get it, if I can squeeze in the money, I'll absolutely reach out to you. So I probably will not get that sale, but I did adjust her expectations, but I did not lower my cost or my price or my profits to fit her into the sale. Would it be nice to have extra money? Yes. Would it not be nice to take a loss for that extra money? Also, yes.
Right. It's interesting. I wonder what would have happened, and don't, but I wonder what would happen if you're like, hey, I can make some blanks of your set and an extra 6 and I can throw those in for free. Of course, it'd take you no time to just do a blank, barely covered.
Like just a iced one with nothing, no detail on it?
No, and just be like, but I can throw those in free if you make your decision before the end of the night.
Oh, like you get 3 circles? 6 circles.
Well, she wanted a half a dozen?
Half a dozen.
Oh, of what?
Well, she wanted ring. She wanted a ring that had gold. It had like floral detail on it. Yeah, but she thought it, in her mind, seemed simple.
Nice. I'd like to live in whatever cloud she's flown in.
I know. So was she my ideal customer? Probably not. Was I going to take a hit to make it work? Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, as a business, I can't afford to. Just like if you don't know your cost in your profits, you can't afford to give a discount. You don't know your
You
numbers.
don't know if you can.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. But sitting down and really figuring out your cost now. I know you'll be like, well, I'm busy. Let me do it, when everything slows down after back
What
to
if you
school.
only figured out your cost before COVID? A lot of things have increased a lot in price.
Yeah.
Somebody said
Butter.
something, 50% increase.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
Right. So if you figured out your costs one lonely day back in 2019, well, there's got to be a 50% surcharge added to your butter to cover your, otherwise it's eating from your profit.
Yeah, costs are always fluctuating. And if you aren't constantly staying on it, and that's why Heather loves Excel, because it's, what is
I
the word?
excel with Excel.
She excels with Excel, but it
Uses formulas to just calculate all the, I only have to think about setting up a spreadsheet one time, and then my next task list is like, hey, change the price of butter.
Right. So it's easy. It's intuitive, I guess was the word I'm looking for. It's not just stagnant where Heather's having to go and change everything in it just to adjust her cost of butter. It is going, and she'll just have to adjust the cost of butter. At the end, in the last little cell, it'll spit out the new cost that I need to do per dozen, cost per cookie, everything like that. But to put off doing what your cost analysis is only hurting you. If you knew what this stuff
Some
would
people are like,
cost
maybe
you,
I'm charging too much.
well,
hurting
hey,
everybody
we're running
else,
a
but you're
sale.
good. You're good.
FREE.
Yeah, if you're charging more than you even expected, covering your labor cost and profit, and you still have a margin, that's your fun money that you can start doing discounts and pricing psychology with.
Buying fun things for your business if you wanted to, putting it back. I don't know. There's so much you can do, but you cannot do it unless you know what your cost of ingredients is. And if you're like, oh, I'll put it off for another month, wait till back to school, you're only doing yourself a disservice because you do not know at the end of the day what this stuff cost you. If you knew what it cost you, you would be the last person to say, let me lower my price to make the sale, because you know that you could not afford it. So when I see people come into the group and they're like, what do you think I should price this at? What is your stuff cost? What cost me things might be different than what cost you things.
You know, a dangerous number, it's a great number, but it's also a very dangerous number, is the average price for a 3.5 cookie is.
Where do you live? Where is everybody? How much time is going into that? What's the ingredients behind it? That's a good baseline to maybe
The minimum of a 3.5-inch cookie is. But I don't think anybody can know for sure what it is that you need to charge to be able to keep this going.
One thing that I don't know is people check what the bakers around you are charging and charge
Because I
likewise.
guarantee none of them are doing Excel either.
If your local bakers are undercharging themselves and then you join forces and start undercharging, no one's making money.
Plus, you're also very much conditioning your general area for the price of cookies being really low. I don't know. There are people who price shop cookies and stuff, and there are people who don't. But
Right.
if you all are like at a race to the bottom one, it's the fastest race you'll ever get into.
Amen.
And two, it's a lot of sad, empty wallets there.
Just this week, me and a local baker both quoted the same order. She came to both of us. So she told me she quoted $45 for the dozen. Do you know what I quoted? It probably blew this lady's mind.
80.
$210.
Oh my goodness.
It was the most intricate
But it was
cookie I've ever seen.
And it was a very high maintenance type client.
Oh, she wanted specific. There was so much detail in one of the cookies. I couldn't even imagine what 6 of them would take me
Right.
time-wise. Okay, but $210, that is the price. That is as low as I can go to do such a detailed cookie to make my profit and to make my time. If I did not charge that much, I'd be working that for free. She'd be getting that for free with all the time that would go into it.
I think we remove in psychology, it's called the pain of paying, and it's more of a detailed thing that I can cover right now. But I think as bakers, you're like, okay, my costs are over there. I went to Safeway 2 weeks ago, so I'm good. Okay, now I'm about to make $45. No. The cost, that was 2 weeks ago, is pulling from this 45. You're just putting them so far away from each other you don't think they're related anymore.
You know what? I think because you can make a batch of dough in advance, you almost lose that pain of paying.
Right.
It was
the pain of time, because you think the time was for some other order. No,
Right.
the time was for this
the time you made to make that dough 2 weeks ago that's been in the freezer is still accounting for this order you're using it for.
Absolutely.
It has to come out of it. It's
Right.
not just a freebie.
It's a mental shift
Yeah.
that says the time that this takes me is this for this set.
Yeah.
So when you price it, when you pull this all into Excel, your time, when you say the time, it should be from the start to finish, not from that thawing of the dough in the fridge. No. If you were to make this dough brick, Corey loves to say the word dough brick a lot.
Summer made up that word, and now I just can't.
Now they just keep saying, "Is that a dough brick? Is that a?" I'm like, "What?
Do you have a brick?
Is that your dough brick? Did you forget the dough brick in the freezer?" You'd have to say from the start to the finish. If I had no dough, no icing made, how long would this take me? And that goes into the price.
It does. But a lot of people will be like, no, while it's chilling, that shouldn't cost anybody something. But I'm cleaning up the kitchen from that order. That I would not have had to do had I not had this order to do.
Right.
So I just challenge you, if you have time, make time to really sit down and cost your ingredients out, cost your time out, and really find what that solid number is, because that is unchangeable. And if you are always operating at a loss, you will burn out. This will not become fun.
Right, because they're saying, I'm not operating at a loss, I'm still making a profit. No, you're not factoring in time. And time, that's where burnout is. Burnout is I spent too much time and didn't make enough.
Right. So when I don't make a sale, I'm never sad about it with cookies, because I'm like, wow, I got that time back. But if I quote them enough and they buy, I'm like, I'm getting paid for my time.
Yeah, I guess a good way to think about it is think about your business if you had to pay for an advertisement.
Okay.
Where does that money for the advertisement, something you never see, you pay into Facebook, you pay into a magazine, you never see it again, where is it coming from? If you don't know where that money would come from your entire sale process, you are operating at a loss. You need to have that margin to run your business, things like that. But I think we think time is like this magical non-paid for thing.
Right.
Just because you're not running Facebook ads, you are your social media manager. That is taking time. If you hired somebody else to do it, they'd expect to be paid for that time.
Yeah.
Things like that.
When someone orders a custom cutter and I know I will never use it again, that cost is transferred to the client.
It has to be.
It has to be. Some people are like, no, I would never do that and pass it to the client. I will never use that cutter again.
I would pass it each time you use it onto the client.
In segmented ways. People are going to murder us.
I know.
But like I did someone's logo and they wanted the cookie to be the logo. I will never use that again.
Right.
So of course I charged her not only the cost of the cutter, but the time it took me to order that cutter plus the cost of the cutter, because all that can't come and land in my lap. I would never have made that cutter had it wasn't for that order. I'll never use that cutter again. If anything, she could keep the cutter. She did not want it. So that cannot land on me. These orders they have to flow through you. Packaging flows through you. The bow making, you account for the time, but the ribbon flows through you. You do not take a loss at any step of the stage, because people are paying us for our expertise, for our time, for our energy. That's what they are paying for. Not for you to take a loss because you feel bad. It feels too much to charge. Though, if you quote them, if they take it, great. If they don't take it, someone else will.
Are you going to start singing the hymn and we'll have the altar call now?
I am about to. Come on. Come on.
Okay, you're not in tears yet and you're still with me. If you are mad that we said charge that cutter to each and every person. The thing is okay. So Corey bought the 3D printer, made me learn it. Mm-hmm. So now you'd be like, well, now I can charge him only 32 cents. You could, or you can keep charging him the cost of the cutter and pocket that because you took the time, energy, and sweat to put that machine together and learn Fusion 360 and watch Sam Cookie University Lives and figure out why your bed isn't leveled.
Right. That all is time. And time has got to equal money.
Mm-hmm. The same reason if you bulk order boxes and you get them for cheaper, you could pass that cost along, or you could say, hey, I'm using my house as a storage facility now, and I'm keeping more of my money.
I saw this post, and I can't remember her name, but it was in the Eddie group, and someone says, do you price your Eddie cookies higher or lower? I said, 100%. You have to price it higher. You are paying off a $3,000 piece of equipment plus maintenance, plus the cartridge. Yeah. But I saw another comment, and she said, I want to price them lower because I don't want to detract from my hand-decorated sugar cookies. It will take you an immensely long time to pay that back. Maybe you won't even get it back. I have no idea. To price it lower just was mind-boggling to me. It just would never cross my mind in a million years.
Yeah, you'd have to like, and I don't know amortization schedules and things like that, but something where the cost of that Eddie dude has to be in each order until he covers himself, and then maybe you can start talking about price
And those
breaks.
printer cartridges says
$130.
September. Says Best Buy September 2021.
Someone said that once it's installed, that no longer applies. It just
I would
needs
say
to be
that too if I
installed.
bought.
We're just not going to look at the bottom of it.
So, guys, I hope that wasn't too abrasive, but I just don't. I just don't want you guys to operate at a loss thinking it's okay, because it's not okay that you don't get paid for this.
Also, we need to charge these high prices that Corey's charging, so please raise your prices.
Please raise your prices so people will say yes to me and not always no.
Well, the other person said $350 and also.
Well, I'm looking like a steal on my tuition.
Okay, so on to voicemails. We actually pulled a bunch of text messages this time.
Okay.
Hello, twins extraordinaire. This is 719 area code. Not a clue where that is. Heyo, 719. Hello, twins extraordinaire. Like most cookiers, I follow and engage with tons of other cookiers on Instagram. I was told this was bad behavior for a business account because these weirdos will never purchase cookies from me. True? Unfollow? What now? Thanks so much for all you do. Long live the beads. Gina from Beloved Crumb.
Oh, I love this. Okay, there is a strategy to this.
There always is.
There always is.
Amazing.
Someone thought I was a singer.
Okay, I want to be like...
That's sweet. The sound.
Okay, I I'd like to apologize to your speaker system.
Okay, there is a strategy to it. So bakers probably will not buy from you, but bakers love bakes. So having a little bit of baker love in your Instagram and giving love to on your posts can actually boost your engagement and your reach to your ideal client. If you have only bakers following you, that's an issue. They're not going to buy from you. But having a little mix of your local ideal clients plus a little baker love can actually work for you. You want to just have that ratio down. You don't want too many bakers.
Yeah, if you're a heavy engager, a high engager, Blueberry, come to Papa. Like, stay here. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
But to give you an example, TikTok, right? I have a TikTok for my personal self where I just giggle. Like, I don't post anything. There's no profile picture. But I started getting targeted in local DC area TikToks of people like reviewing.
Yeah, like I saw her like reviewing that new shop and now.
So I followed her account. The hashtag, because we only have so many characters on TikTok, the hashtag was hashtag DC, hashtag DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Okay.
So I followed the account, and then TikTok's like, Heather seems interested in accounts with this hashtag. Let's shop her around. So suddenly started seeing accounts I was unsubscribed to with the same hashtags, DC, Maryland, Virginia, DMV, Arlington, things like that.
Okay.
Followed another account. And then TikTok's like, oh, this, she's local to this. Okay, we're going to keep showing it to her, keep showing her this type of content, show these people she's sub to content more when they use that hashtag. And I went last weekend to one of the places that one of those people recommended that I didn't know about.
Right.
Now, that is how your followership works for you. Now, that person, whoever it is, sorry, not a clue. Yeah. I did go wherever you told me to. That person could say, but I want the vanity metric. I want the likes, right? I want the numbers. I want to be a content heavy user base, but not with her very distinct content. Yeah. So she niched it down, whatever you guys want to say. And she got me to convert. I never checked her numbers. I only checked the content. Yeah. Really like the content, really like the interview, how she did it, how she went. The photography or videography was really nice. So that to me is why I think the algorithm works for you when it knows what you're doing. Mm-hmm.
So I think that you can marry the both. If you have people who are dead weight. So on Instagram, you can see
least interactive,
least shown in feed, most shown in feed under your followers. But sometimes I go to see there, like, are these people not following more? Have they left me? Or have they abandoned their accounts? A lot of people, life happens and they are no longer using the platform anymore. I would cut that dead weight. It's something you should do. Always be on top of who you're following, who's following you. Are they no longer following? Have they abandoned the accounts? Are they not into your stuff anymore? Did they move away? Things like that. Because then you can really stay on top of your followership. And
it's not against terms of service on Instagram and TikTok to have more than one account.
Good, because I have 20.
Right. So that's what I do. So, on Instagram, I have an account for my snake. Don't know why. Connected with a lot of reptile folk. Yeah. I have an account for myself where I just am connected with nobody except for I follow people who draw and procreate. That's just what I want to see.
Right.
And then we have sugar cookie marketing _. where
That's
I
just
follow
for
the
bakers.
bakeries and, things like that. And so my accounts aren't cross-breeding with each other. Is that the right word?
No.
They're not crossing over. So I don't get Procreate stuff and Sugar Cookie Marketing. And Sugar Cookie Marketing is not seeing Snake stuff. Mm-hmm.
So it's okay if you want to piece that out. If you're like, hey, I do like to follow bakers, make an account just to follow bakers. And then you can do that. But I like to share a little love juju, get the bakers in there, get some locals in there, and get more reach.
Yeah, I like it too. Okay, next one.
It's a 717. Are they neighbors?
719. You talk, I'll look up.
Okay, 717 area code. Hi, Corrie and Heather. My name is Sarah Wesley, and I started my limited food establishment, Wesley Made Sweets, in Pennsylvania, near Harrisburg. We've been there, in April this year. I've been doing cookies for many years, but finally took the fun steps to getting this show on the road. I just want to let you both know how thankful I am for the community you have created. I've learned so much from you both, but the greatest thing about you is in my opinion, is how we can truly see how you both care. Mostly Corrie. Whoa, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that. The way you speak in the comments, you leave. Why are you struggling
to read? Can you reread this? Now I'm nervous. The way you speak in the comments you leave on the group means so much. I always tell my kids and hubby that people helping where they can is what really makes the world go round and helps. And the help you ladies are giving is huge. I'm always laughing out loud listening to your podcast. Corrie, you're not too loud for my laptop speakers. And you are both super relatable. I legit cannot pick a favorite twin because you both are awesome, but I guess I'll go with Heather today.
Okay,
just kidding. But I'm pretty sure you already know that. Keep being amazing. Thank you so much. 717 is Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and 719 is right down the street in Colorado. They are nowhere near there.
Neighbors in art. Okay, 717, Sarah. I am sorry I butchered your...
Sarah, Corrie's learning to read. Thanks for the hooked on phonics lesson.
Oh, 713.
Yeah, let's see where they're from. Hold on before you start reading. 7
I don't think I can read.
Houston, Texas.
Go ahead and take this.
So I just finished the last podcast episode, and now I'm feeling inspired to offer my macaron bake-along. Once Meredith beat me to the initial offer, I thought you didn't need another, and that may be true. However, my class would be different. I make French macs, which just means that the meringue is made without heat. It's the most temperamental, but the easiest to learn. I'd be happy to demo that. I've done a few classes, including a Facebook Live, and I have an Archon mount to help us set up. I'd be happy to also discuss sprinkles. Which ones eat holes in your macs? Who knew that was a problem to be worried about? Show painting techniques on macs, macaron shapes, trends in macs like geodes.
Whoa.
And I love teaching classes, so let me know how I can help. That would be
713,
so fun.
yes, please.
713, come on down. I'll send you a text to get your email, and we'll see if we can get that set up.
Yes, please, because I took Meredith's class, and now I'm obsessed.
They're so pretty.
I cannot wait to go
fascinating.
home and make more macs. I actually did a bake-along with a group member in the silent of the night.
And her bunny.
She actually murdered her macs the other day. They were just horrendous, but she knew that.
I think that's the first step in making macs is absolutely destroying a set.
Absolutely. So she was like, I think I'm going to give up. I just saw it in a random comment. So I DM'd her and I said, hey, this is going to be really weird. Do you want to bake with me?
Do you want to invite me into your house virtually?
But she said, okay, so she's in California. I'm in Virginia. It was 10 when we started and past midnight when we ended.
Oh, really?
But
I didn't know
was
you've seen midnight.
I did not. Nate was like, what are you doing awake, you zombie? But she ended up doing
Corrie
well.
Well, she made a post today. Yeah. But wow, that progression.
Oh my goodness. She surpassed me. Granted, it was my second time, but I had ruined the eggs. They didn't fluff up or come to fruition.
Beijing, Meredith, and James.
Whatever the word is. But she's like, are you just going to give up? Go crack some more eggs. And let's make it up. Yeah, I know. Otherwise, I was going to give up. So that was actually a lot of fun. So yes, 713. Go ahead and read the next one. I can't do it. I'm giving up.
Okay, 321 area code.
Watch it.
She tells us where it is. Okay. Hi, guys. This is Allie, and I run Space Coast Cookies in the Countdown County in Florida. Note the area code. Oh, the Countdown County, 321. That's so funny. Is that where they take off?
I'm going to say yes.
NASA? Can you Google why
Space Coast? Okay, what am I Googling?
Oh, Space Coast Cookies. It's going to be
okay, what do I say? Countdown County? It's probably the name. Countdown.
Where's the county that they take off the space flights from?
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. Countdown County, area code 321. Brevard.
Oh, I never heard of Brevard.
It's a Space Coast region.
That's so funny. That's so cute. I finally took my podcast app out of my bloatware folder on my phone, and I'm all caught up. Don't tell Heather, but Corrie is my favorite twin.
What?
That's actually what it says. I didn't add that part. I have a question about maintaining a warm lead. When I first started my Instagram, I started following and actively engaging with the McLaren showroom in my city. One huge great tip. We'll revisit that in a second. Smallish city, so it's huge that they're even down here, in hopes that they would notice and I'd get to make some cookies for a dealership that sells cars worth more than my house. And guess what? It happened.
Oh my God.
They followed me back and immediately messaged me about a last minute, very simple order. I jumped at the chance, but almost immediately they said there was a car issue and the event was canceled.
Okay, don't buy McLaren. Got it.
Take it out of my budget. They made a point to say they were so happy to have found someone so local and that they definitely contacted me for their next event. What should I do, if anything, to maintain this warm lead? It's such a high profile and frankly exciting client that I'd hate to do too much or too little. Thank you. There's not nearly enough words to describe how amazing you two are to the cookie world. You have cultivated such an amazing group with an amazing aura, and you are so very appreciated. I can't wait for your paid course. Don't tell Corrie, but Heather's my favorite twin.
I see what you did there. My mind, can I just go what came off the top of my mind?
Go.
Bake 6 cookies and come by and say, hey, I'm so sorry that your event was canceled, but hey, this is going to bring a smile to your face. I just want to give you 6 cookies and say thank you for the message, and I can't wait to work with you in the future.
I almost think it's Lydia who did the live on photography, who's going around her main street and changing everyone's logo into a cookie.
Yes.
And taking a photo.
That's our next collab.
Yeah, I knew you had texted me something. I forgot about it. Anyways, if you don't know what she's talking about, McLaren is an exotic car manufacturer. I think you're looking at over 200,000 upwards. I mean, their cars can be millions of dollars. But even if you see them on the road, tell them I'm single.
She's ready to mingle.
I'll be mingling in the passenger seat. But that's great. So the first thing that Allie did that I love is she reached out and started actively following local businesses. Listen, behind the local business it's just me and you.
Local person.
Sitting there saying, I wish somebody would tag me in something.
But she did it in a better way than just going straight to their DMs. She did what every person running social media accounts wants and engaged with their content. That is the step in the door that you want to take. Don't just bypass
Step in the car door. Let's keep it cool.
Don't just get into their DMs and ask for the sale. Actually start a relationship
like she
with
said,
them.
a warm lead. So if you're warm lead, she's saying they're there, they're interested. I did something and they're not there yet. So what I would do is kind of what Corrie said. If you could get someone to print off a McLaren cutter, their logo is super distinctive. People who have McLarens, the way you know that they have them is because they can't stop talking about them.
Step 1, buy an Eddie. Step 2, make McLaren cookies.
And then tag them and say, super excited that McLaren is down here. Some of the coolest cars I've ever seen. If you want to look up some facts, there's no end of...
And follow blah, blah, blah McLaren and check out their new ride.
Right, and stay tuned, and just give them a little bit of a elbow rub, a little, hey, I'll show you some love. And I think McLaren's profit margin must be astronomical.
Turns likewise, 210 for a dozen.
Toyota's selling a car for $30,000, and McLaren's selling it for $200,000. So they have some flexibility. But I love that concept applied to a lot of local businesses because if they're anything like my dad, they love to see their logo in and on everything.
We do too.
On everything.
I wear a Target Rocket jacket.
I think you just don't like taking a shower and looking nice.
I'm cold. But here's another thing. You know the cat people I babysit for? The cat sit for? I don't babysit them. The people. The 2 adults I babysit. Come on, guys. Time for that. But the cat sitter people, every time they come home, I always bake them cookies. And it's never out of my way. It's usually what I'm always working on. I just make a few extra because they have 3 kids. They're my biggest fans. But every time I leave cookies, she always makes a post. And she has a lot of local friends. And she tags me. Yes, absolutely. So it's no sweat off my back to maybe lose a little bit just for them. So the kid even came out and said, really like those starfish cookies this morning.
Yeah.
Really liked your mom's money for the cat. Great. But doing those little things goes a long way to your local audience. So if they have local people there, which they absolutely do, you cutting a little bit of a loss and doing that little extra step and giving them half a dozen cookies could reap many benefits.
I think just consider the person on the other side of the phone is you. We work with a remodeling client, a photographer who photographs the cabinetry that they sell, will always tag them. I will always share it to the story. It is less work for me to do if she does that.
Right. And she loves it.
And it's a win for everyone. I would always tag everybody involved.
I don't know.
And then do some grassroots tagging businesses that didn't know you exist and turn them in a cookie. It's the most flattering thing.
Right. So what Heather was talking about, the Main Street lady, she's actually turning people's logos on our Main Street into cookies and taking a picture of her cookie right next to the logo and tagging them when she goes there. This is my favorite coffee shop on Main Street. Do you know what that is doing? That is getting her name out
ego.
there.
And two, yeah, how cute. I mean, if you just cookieify anything, it's just so adorable.
Can't wait to cookiefy you.
Okay, what can they do if they want to text in?
All right, going to channel my sultry voice. If you would like to call or text, our phone number is 571-556-5644. And if you'd like to email, it's hello@sugarcookiemarketing.com. We do take text or call. We will not call you back or text you back. That is the bonus.
Sweet. Okay, group
Heather's
stuff.
just trying to be known as a singer because someone didn't say Heather was a singer.
Yeah, why do you even think it was you? If anyone's hitting these high notes, it's this vocal cord.
Can I
right
just
here.
say a random story?
Yeah.
Heather and me have played the piano all of our lives. But
Not well. Don't get
Heather was
confused.
fantastic. I won't even joke.
It was not.
She was.
Even I can take it, and I love myself.
But in Sunday school growing up, I don't know why in high school I thought I was going to be this singer. But I said, Heather, play the piano for me because I'm going to belt out
we had Whitney Houston, right, in our clutches.
Okay, Sunday morning, your vocal cords aren't warmed up. You just had the donut in the morning or whatever. It was just silent. Like,
And I was just like, okay, this is weird.
My friend, when I sat down, was like, is that what it's supposed to sound like? No.
It sounded like nothing. Okay, group stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of people say, you guys talk about these lives. I can never find them in the group. Go into the group on Facebook. At the top, there is a tab or it looks like a small bubble button called events. At the bottom or top, depending on the device you're using, there'll be something that says past events. Click that. It'll pull up any past event that we've had in the group. If you click on that past event, I always pin the live link at the top, and sometimes I'll edit the event description. It is somewhere in there.
Right. Yeah,
you can go watch it. And a lot of them are a little over an hour long, so brace your buns. But speaking of what we've covered this last week, designing custom tags, cookie cards, and printables in Canva and Microsoft Word with Kate Landaker.
I like the Landaker.
Landaker. It's Landacre.
It is Landaker, but I think she probably says Landaker.
Okay.
Landaker.
With Kate Landaker. It was really great. She really took us through, I think, only the free version. So you have no excuse to not make this work. And then she took us into Microsoft Word. She had this really cool punch, like hole punch, a giant one though, to make the tags.
And I need one of those.
I tagged the company she used, but she got it at Michael's.
Good.
Then we did what we were referencing earlier, the virtual macaron bake along with the Martins. So that's Meredith and James. They're a power couple who bake cakes, macarons, Eddie's now.
Yeah.
Eddie cookies. And they took us through start to finish. And a lot of y'all just kind of knocked that out of the park.
I know. They did a fantastic job. I immensely enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was really neat. CookieCon question and answer with Brenda from Dough Easy, which she just sent us the PDF of all the questions she answered. And she created a, what do you call it? A journal? A time
sheet?
Oh, I can't remember why this word escaped me. Anyways, it's to track your schedule at CookieCon, and it's a free download, and she'll give it to you. I posted it in the group under the files section.
Oh, nice. Okay, and then we had everything you wanted to know about Farmers Market with Jody.
Okay, Jody brought her dog.
Oh my goodness, Jody! I just have to say, I have a bulldog, and my husband caught a sight of your bulldog, and we had to pull over on the side of the road so we could watch your bulldog. And he's like, "The husband just made the bulldog get off the table."
You're so cute. Now, upcoming events we have. Okay, if you've not caught Gina's first live, it was great. She kind of blew our minds with her pop-ups, with her dual porch pop-ups. That was really neat. And she does everything by paper, and the amount she can sell and how organized she is really nice. On that note, though, because so many people said, how do you manage it? She's telling us how. On Thursday at 8 p.m., we switched that from 7 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. Her kids have a dance class. Baking business efficiency and organization from calendars to prep with Gina Marie Burke. And if you struggle with organization, she's going to drop us some knowledge.
Yeah.
They're very organized. Her hubs.
Organized. Then we have a From Money Hungry Monster to Cash Cow with Nicolette Lindsay. And that is actually Saturday at 8 p.m.
And she's based it off the book Profit First. So if you ever heard that book and you want to break down, she's going to
Cookie
do that.
Bookies, you better be in here.
Which they're thinking about having Profit
I saw
First.
that.
Yeah. And then after that, we have From Home Bakery to Brick and Mortar with Greg there's a podcast, Franklin. And that'll be Wednesday, August 4th. Greg is going to answer our questions about how he did it, how the transition was, things to note, and things like that.
And he just got
back from Hawaii.
Yeah, he did. How do we know? Because he showed us Hawaii. But he actually just put together a food truck for himself. So he's going to actually touch on that as well, which I am super excited about as well.
Super neat. Group challenges. We have our Instagram Reels and TikTok 30-day challenge going on. Corey and I have posted an obnoxious 12 Reels and TikToks to date. And
guess what? We got 6 more coming.
We filmed a bunch today. I thought they're pretty funny. I, for one, was entertained. Corey and I have taken a 100% humor approach, but that doesn't mean you have to either. We probably should be doing more educational stuff.
I, on my personal one, have been trying to keep up with this, so I'm working double time here because I'm the star of it.
I looked up on Instagram the insights for the past 30 days, and through Reels, we've reached 484% more accounts than the month prior.
Consistency is key.
Yeah. Consistency and focusing on what's in. And right now, Instagram said, hey, Boo Bear, thanks for the photo. No thanks for that video.
True. No, it's been enlightening. I've actually really enjoyed it. Really putting yourself out there, but knowing that it's never too serious. You don't have to have that perfect curated feed for your reels. You can be a little chillaxed.
Right. A lot of people are saying, like, I just can't seem to get my face in front of the camera. And I'm going to say,
Heather, get a twin. Put your twin in front of the camera.
There you go. And that's that simple. Follow me for more marketing related tips. Okay, Corey, what's up next? This will
our
be
Then and Now
Saturday.
collab is coming up. Heather, do you have my cookie cutter ready? No, you don't? Great. Okay, good to go. Can't wait to be rushing on the 31st.
I forgot about it.
But Saturday, 31st, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the Then and Now cookie collab. Our last collab was absolutely 100% successful.
Logo collab. I remember the name.
Yeah, Heather keeps calling this one the logo collab. This is where you recreate the first set of cookie that you have a photo for. So we want our first photo next to our recreated photo so we can show our audience just how far we've come so they can actually see value there firsthand. So that will be 12 this Saturday, and I am excited.
So a lot of you guys are like, well, maybe I can't post at 12. The way that humans work is that if the majority of people are posting...
Oh, good Lord.
Corey can't read. I can't speak. The majority of people will be posting and active at 12. So the closer you get to 12, the better. Schedule it and then go back and do your rounds of engagement. Yeah. We do have a sign-up list, but the hashtag is Sugar Cookie Marketing Collab.
Yes.
This will be Instagram only. It was too hard to do Facebook, so we kind of dropped that bad boy out until Facebook gets its hashtag game.
Right. So I'll be posting every day about that till... I get my cutter. Just kidding. Till Saturday.
And then we have the late lunch learn and link up. Sold out of tickets for that, so that'll be fun. But the happy hour is still open, 4 to 6. Drop by Seasons 52 in Tysons if you're local. Probably not worth a 5-hour drive, so...
Please don't. Just kidding. We're not that fun.
Do not blame us, the rising gas prices. CookieCon is soon after that. It is in the next week. I didn't know, but we had only reserved a room for 3 days. Yeah, so but CookieCon has said, sleep? What sleep? That closing event that we are speaking at is between 7 and 9 p.m. on Saturday. So
we're being crazy, and we're actually driving down, and we are going to take videos, vlog our way down. So if only one of us makes it, you know what happened?
Find my body on the other side of the road. Mike just emailed us 2 seconds ago and said, lapel mic or handheld mic? And I think I'm going to have to say handheld.
Handheld. I can't even handle it. Come on down. Okay, and then Heather is just moving a mile a minute. Talk about the course, you old thing.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Yeah, man.
So anyways, Corey and I have been working pretty hard on a marketing course geared towards cookie people. So stuff that is throughout the internet, kind of condensed here as it applies to cookie people, from setting up a TikTok, creating reels, setting up the profile the correct way, and understanding hashtags to Corey was talking about her light box breakdown. So if we had to talk about one of the courses that we set up, which one would you like to cover? You know what? Can I do this?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I would like to break down how I use Google Calendar workflow to make my life so much easier. And Google Calendar has a lot of little hacks and twists and turns that can really just make it work for you.
Guys, I'm a convert. I'm a convert. Google Calendar.
Corrie did not. When we
Bought?
first started working together, I said, hey, I'm going to kind of need you to adapt this. And she's like, no, never. Now it's like, bling, Corrie needs to pay her mortgage. Bling, Corrie needs to sign her kid up for school.
Corrie got us a cookie order. Heather needs to make a cutter.
And there's things you can do like templates where you can just click a button and pull in a template that kind of breaks down things. I think it's really great. I create custom calendars. I create public calendars. I create calendars that share to certain people and have certain reminders to it.
Yeah, I love it. I love setting myself a reminder the day before. So I always look like I know what's going on. Hey, follow up with this person. You need to give them the location for pickup. So, hey, and I always say, oh my goodness, thank you for telling me. I would totally forgot.
Yeah, so part of this course will be Google Calendar efficiencies. And the course will cover a myriad of things. There'll be many courses within one, and it will be a membership. So you don't have to buy one course at a time. You can buy the membership and cancel at any time if you wanted, but buy the membership and just go through the courses and learn a bunch of stuff until you've learned it. But the great thing is we can keep adding to it.
That's probably the best part. So if there's me going through Lightroom and I take you step by step, but then I want to do it again, I'll take you through a new set. Maybe it's a Christmas feel. So I want you to see how I edit for Christmas versus how I edit for something in the summer. So that's what my favorite part is it's not just stagnant. It's constantly being added to, edited, uploaded to.
Yeah. And we are limiting the amount of people who can join it because we got to keep it value added, but we'll create a sister group to Sugar Cookie Marketing for paid members where we can do a lot more in depth. And what I'm trying to say is boring screen shares, which I love. And I took everyone through on Monday. Everyone. It's not open yet. I just filmed it. I took everyone through how I create videos in Premiere Pro. And it was just a real quick, it's how I learned. Somebody else took me through it, and it's how I'm showing people. I use it a lot in my job.
So the reason why we're posting content to a group that only has me and Heather in it is because as soon as you sign up, I want you to get value right off the bat. I want you to see so much value everywhere and things to learn and things to digest that you're like, oh my goodness, this is the best money I've ever spent on my business. So that's what we've really honestly been working on.
And a great thing is we have a BOGO offer. You buy one twin, you get the other absolutely free.
Let's see what you did there. Okay, now we're on to Twinterest. I saw this actually really cool reel on Instagram. And I don't know if people are familiar with what a big shot is, but it's like definitely carder people who make cards use a big shot all the time, but it's like impresses things onto paper. But I saw someone actually use it on parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pattern on parchment paper and then transfer it to the top of a cookie, kind of like that cement technique that's super popular right now, to see what it looks like. I have a wedding order that's coming up, so I'm excited to try it. If you do not see it, it did not work out, and I do not want to talk about it ever again.
Right. Okay, mine, less interesting. Also, did you know on TikTok that Target is getting Ultas in the center?
I cannot wait because I have a Target.
Okay, so they said how many? 100 are coming out soon, and then eventually they'll expand to 800. Yeah. But your Target Red Card works at Ulta, and your Ulta rewards points work at Target. Well, that's pretty neat.
I cannot wait.
Corey's going to be being a new skincare dealer.
Heather doesn't shop at Target for some odd reason.
It's expensive.
I actually just spend time in there. Like my day melts off when I enter Target.
Yeah, and Michael's in Hobby Lobby, Ho Baby, Low Baby.
There's a lot of places where my stress can melt.
Yeah, somebody's like, oh, Corey's doing, I said, no, I think she's at a Hobby Lobby.
I actually went to bat for you. I went to Marshall's, I went to Hobby Lobby, Ho Baby, Low Baby, and I went to, where did I go? Michael's. So I've shopped till I dropped for all you guys. So look out for my Marshall's post tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Corey acting like she took one for the team going shopping.
Right now.
My Twinterest is something that we came up with this past week. I think we'll implement it on Tuesday next week.
Okay.
Tuesday newsletter. So a lot of people say, hey, I didn't know about the Then and Now challenge. I didn't know about the logo. I didn't know this live was coming up. And there's only so many ways we can disseminate information without it getting lost in feeds.
Yes.
So to do that, we're going to practice what we preach and implement an email marketing campaign. It will only be sent out on Tuesdays. I have to pick a time. It'll be at the same time every week. And we'll have 2 things from the group that we think you should read more about or watch if it's alive. 2 things from the podcast, which you're listening to, so you don't need this. And then we'll send it on Tuesdays. Really simple, really short. I don't want it to take a lot of your time, a lot of your inbox, a lot of your bandwidth. Just, hey, guys, if you missed this, see this.
Yeah. No, I think, honestly, we're forcing ourselves to do this, so we will definitely not spam you.
Yeah,
because
even right now, and I hate it. We're using MailChimp. It's free, so I can teach people how to use MailChimp, but we'll be moving to either a SendGrid or something else.
And we'll show you how to do that too. So
As soon as I learn that.
all right, so sponsors. Eddie, this is the final countdown before he goes up in price about 5%, which is almost $150.
Isn't that like in 3 days?
The 1st, August 1st. So you have
20, 29, 30, 4 days.
4 days. If you would like to jump on that Eddie bandwagon, now is the time.
I think they caught up to shipping. Now it's not 6 weeks out. It's less than 4.
Yeah, so get your order in if that's something you want. Eddie, honestly, join the Eddie group. People are posting just the most insane ways they're using Eddie. Like someone they made a snake cookie and printed.
Oh, I saw the texture.
Yeah, I thought it was good. She's like, texture for the one.
Yeah.
So Eddie is our sponsor. We love Eddie. He could really
Corey did not like Eddie last Tuesday.
I didn't. No, I pushed Eddie. I honestly pushed him outside of his comfort zone, and he said,
even I was uncomfortable for Eddie.
I was angry at Eddie at the end. All right, back to the drawing board.
But it's a really cool thing. If you don't know what Eddie is, we have a couple of videos in the group. I posted it to YouTube, and people say, "Hey, thank you." I'm like, "Well, you're watching this? How'd you find it?"
Our one and sole post on YouTube.
But do join that Eddie. I think it's Eddie, the edible printer. I think that's the name of the group. And there you can see and ask and read everything you need to know. Bakety Bake.
Heather, did you know the cookie you ate yesterday was made with
the meringue
powder?
But I ate it so fast.
Yeah, so I honestly used Bakety Bake meringue powder my entire weekend for every single order.
Oh, really?
I know. I was actually in love with it. A lot less bubbles than Jeannie's.
Are you? Poor Jeannie. Just kidding. I don't know who Jeannie is.
I still have a ton of her powder too. I will get through it all. But I actually used it for all my orders. Someone messaged me and said, "Oh my goodness, your cookies were amazing. Those Corona cookies."
Oh yeah.
So I actually really love it. If you guys want to try it, today is the day to get a discount. Off. You get 10% off using the code TWINS. It's TWINS.
All caps. Is that a matter?
Don't know, but try it and see.
Yeah.
She said it's caps, could be on caps.
Okay.
At checkout, and you can save 10%. I will be ordering mine today.
So it's Bakety Bake, Idaho.com.
Yeah, so BAKETY MOUSE.
Bake it and bake.
BAKETY BAKE Idaho. What'd you just call me? No, Idaho. You know. .com, and you can check that out. I will actually make a post about that in the group as well, so you don't have to spell that out as I did. What a waste of time.
Okay, the mailbag. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance, and I will go. I do solemnly swear. We have actually mail that isn't from the IRS.
I know. You asked him last week, and yet you did not go.
I am my own worst enemy.
Amazing.
Okay. So we will go to get the mail. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I do have a letter from the IRS waiting for me. It's been on the back of my mind all day.
I said, I think it's literally Biden saying thank you for
not having
being a part of America.
I don't qualify for the tax credit. It's not going to be we love you. Thanks for paying your taxes. It's going to be like you forgot this paper.
So I can't wait to see Heather stressed out until she gets it.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.